My name is Olorunyemin Kolapo Godaya.
Okay, can you tell us why we're here? I know we're here to see some beautiful art, but let's hear from the horse's mouth.
Okay, a couple of months ago, I had the privilege to have my first international solo exhibition in Spain, sponsored by the Agama Art Publishers and the Embassy of Spain in Nigeria. And my experience in Europe generally, I put it on my canvas with my paints, and we are here to exhibit those works that was inspired by my visit to the Spain.
Okay, so before we get to see the beautiful things you put together from the experiences you've gotten from Spain, can you tell us why you doing art? What is art for you? Okay,
I was one of the very few young people that actually discover who they are from the young age. From I was a kid, I knew I was made to do art. So even though I studied a different course, I have been consistently doing art all my life. And that's why I'm still practicing today, because I know this is where my strength lies.
So what is art for you?
Art is an expression. Art is what I do when I'm angry. Art is what I do when I'm happy. And art is when I do when I'm confused. Art is me.
Okay, so for how long have you been into this?
I've been doing art for 18 years.
For 18 years? Yes. So for these 18 years, what has been your challenges so far?
First was acceptance, but later on it got better. The second is the limitation of being a Nigerian. You know, we're in the age of social media right now. We, the young generational artists, we sell our work using social media. But when it comes to selling at the particular spot, the Nigerian factor comes in, like the CBN limitation, like people not trusting you because you're a Nigerian and you can actually dupe them and run away. And this is one of the very few limitations we artists have in Nigeria.
Okay, apart from that, so what has been the good side, the enjoyment side so far?
Art is the best thing that ever happened to me. Okay. Because I can't believe I could meet a lot of persons in this world, if not for art. I have sat down, I don't want to be mentioning names so that I think they are making publicity or doing a profit, but I have been in different countries, in different continents through art. I have been to different places, meet different people with this art, and that can only happen with art.
Okay, thank you, Kola, for me. I prefer this because it's very short. So can you take us through your works? And I can see I don't know art, but I know I love fine things. I'm seeing a young guy that they close his eyes, he's holding something, but please can you explain? Okay,
this painting is straightforward. Before I went to Spain, or Europe to be precise, I actually, because of the mentality they give to us, I actually believe when you get to Europe, you are made already. There's money flowing everywhere. Okay. So the belief system they gave to me was that when you get to Europe, everything is going to be rosy. But when I got there and I saw our African guys doing so what, I was in Paris and I was in a particular community while trying to find my way to the nearest train station. And I discovered a particular community where Nigerians stay, and they were practically living on the streets. And it was so unfortunate for me because I feel this is not the image they painted to us back there at home, but that's the reality, and that's what inspired this painting.
Wow.
The luxury, we are blinded by the luxury. We want to make the big money and the flex and post on social media, but the real thing, people don't get to tell you until you fall into the hole too. And that's what this painting is all about.
This is the explanation. Thank you so very much. There are so many other beautiful ones there. Can you explain this?
This painting is actually the cover art for my last solo exhibition in Vigo. And it's a very old woman, and they're using the modern fashion glasses, which is carrying the French word, which is blinded by love. So in this world, for us to go far, for us to be able to do exploits, love is required. Now, when you use a 3D glass, you see an image behind this art, which shows someone being emotionally attached and in a very emotional posture, which shows how much love can do to you. And that's what this painting is talking about.
Thank you. Let's walk down there. There are several of them.
Over there, sorry. While I was in Europe, I saw a lot of amazing architecture around, but this seems to be my favorite, just because of the sculptures that surround the whole building, from the bottom to the top. Everywhere is full of sculptures. We have over 500 sculptures around this building alone, and that's why it ended up being my favorite architecture in the whole of Spain. Yeah, that's what this place is all about. Now, I was at the Bank of Spain when I was in Madrid, and I find Madrid so special because of the blue sky. But one fascinating thing about it is because I spent only 2 weeks in Madrid, and I met with the governor. I met with most of their House of Rep members and other stuff. Our so-called House of Rep members. They call them, I think they call them the council members over there. And there was no security. There was nothing. You can just walk up to the guy on the street, and it was free. But in my country, siren, everybody go. You can't even come near. So it's crazy. But they live life so simpler than this. And the most fascinating thing is that when I went to their major bank, which is the Bank of the Spain, I saw a lot of sculptures there, but this caught my attention because this is actually a sculpture of Medusa. And if you heard the mystery of Medusa, it's actually a very fantastic historical identity, and that's why I picked this work. So I said, when I was in Spain, I met Medusa. So this is the Medusa I met.
Okay, I'm going to Google it. I'm learning new things today. So what about this? Okay,
in the whole of Europe, not only Spain, there's one thing that's so common to all of them: street art. You see street art everywhere, graffiti everywhere. People practically, community practically gather money to give to artists to paint their wall, to paint their houses for them to look beautiful. And this is what we can't find in Abuja. I remember the last time we actually pleaded with government, I don't want to go far on that story, to give us a particular wall. It took us 1 year, and yes, they didn't approve it because we're not giving them money eventually. We want to beautify our country. But in Spain, I was in Istanbul, I was in Madrid, I was in Vigo, I was in Paris, I was in Frankfurt, I was in Berlin, I was in Marburg, I was in different cities and places all over Europe, and the same thing appeared in everywhere, which is the arts, the street art, and so fascinating. So I call this Europe is the city of art. Africa now.
I'm afraid that God will help us. We're there, we'll get there. So the last but not the least.
Okay, I call this I Met with the King of Spain. You know, I'm someone that loves reading. I read a lot about this King of Spain, how they were being influenced by the Roman Empire, how most of the constructions there are made by the Roman Empire. But the good thing is that I was thinking of having to ask questions. But I made this statue, which is the King of Spain. And I was facing a guy, if nobody can answer this question, then you should answer this question. So I eventually met the King of Spain, maybe not in real life, but in marble. So this is the King of Spain. And the beautiful thing is, where this sculpture is actually the former building for their rulers, but has been converted into a love garden where everybody can come there and have fun. And so beautiful.
Thank you, Kola, for keep doing.
There's one more.
Okay.
Yeah, so let's take the last one.
Okay. Okay, this?
No, this. This.
Oh, okay. Aww. This is beautiful.
Yeah. Now, my first night in Vigo, I had a dream, maybe because of the change in the weather, and the dream was actually showing me the future. Yeah, seeing what we're not seeing right away, and it's so fascinating because I saw it in a long series, and I could remember every single bit of it. And when I came back to Nigeria, I started painting every single dream I had over there. And the dream about this is simple. Imagine your great-grandmother that you lost many years ago. Science bringing it back, and you'll be able to see the woman back again. And that's what you can see.
I hope I'll see my mom back.
So imagine your loved person, maybe your mom, your dad that you lost, and science using DNA to bring it. And the funny thing is, after I had the dream, I actually came and researched about it, and I discovered that some people are actually working on a project like this, using DNA to bring back people alive.
Really?
Yeah. So this is actually a beautiful painting that's so peculiar and so special to me. Thank you.
Kolako, thank you so very much for
Thank you for coming.
And what would be your message to young Nigerians like you who want to adventure into this career and they are finding it difficult right now?
There is money in art. Go for it.
Me, I like that money. So maybe I'll change my career and start doing art. So thank you, Kolako, for your time. God bless you.